Sometimes you want to make a video, but you aren't quite sure what it should be about. The pressure mounts and suddenly you have nothing except an empty gas tank. I feel that it's best to start writing and let something spring forth in your imagination.
In a world of pure imagination.
Sometimes you get to the end of a paragraph and suddenly there's the answer. Our culture is dominated by amusement and entertainment. Too much we crave the next, the new, the fast, the consumable. I know my ability to focus has been damaged. I can't keep focused on a book or a comic unless it absolutely grabs me and pulls me in. So often I'd much rather watch someone tell me why a comic is important, rather than discover it on my own. I want all the answers right up front. I want to consume someone else's introspection and their enlightenment, rather than do analysis and be enlightened myself. How much easier is it to repeat the facts and beliefs of someone else? This all makes me think about films I like, and films I've wanted to talk about for a long time. Do the things I have to say add anything? Do they help anyone? Because most of the films I want to talk about are something people have been talking about forever. Would I drive people to seek out the thing I'm talking about? Most likely they've either already seen it or they don't have much interest in it. Am I able to convince them? But then it hit me. Video essays are porn. They're poor substitutes for the real thing. Instead of watching and experiencing things on our own, we live vicariously through what others are telling us. Instead of rereading books with a more critical eye, or watching films with the intention of discerning the themes and methodology the filmmakers use to convey those themes, we let others tell us what to think and what to believe. We consume rather than create or discover. And in that way, it's kind of like pornography. It's not a true experience. It's a poor imitation, a poor substitute. Of course, it's not completely like pornography. There isn't something inherently sinful in watching someone tell you about why you should like a movie, or why you shouldn't like a movie, or why they liked a comic book, or why they didn't like a comic book. But to some degree, there is something wrong with only consuming and never concerning yourself with something. You see, we applaud and follow those who we deem important, or whose viewpoints agree with our own. We laugh when they tell us to laugh, and scoff at those who they hate. We seek their wisdom instead of gaining wisdom ourselves. It's not evil, most of the time, but I wonder if it's good for people. How many people watched Nerdwriter's video about Ozu? How many of those people that watched it actually sought out any of Ozu's work? How many people who watched every frame a painting point out the modern deficit of good movie music were inspired to compose something themselves? How many people watching about how to make a film have set out to make anything, even a short film? I've worked in video production as a career. I've done it as a hobby. I've spent hours working on a video that barely anyone saw, and put out something quickly made that I wasn't particularly proud of, only to see it skyrocket into thousands upon thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of views. Not on this channel, obviously, but I digress. What does it take to be popular? What does it mean to analyze? What does it mean to create? I think about the closing thoughts of the soon-to-be disgraced food critic Anton Ego from Pixar's Ratatouille.
But the bitter truth we critics must face is that in the grand scheme of things, the average piece of junk is probably more meaningful than our criticism designating it so.
Is he right? Is Birdemic more meaningful than the best mockery of it? How about The Room?
What a story, Mark. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Everybody betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world.
I don't know. But I know there is some value in analysis and critique. But I worry that the future of the internet is not one of artistic expressions and freedom, but a large mass of people telling each other what to think and how to feel, or who to love or who to hate, or what to buy or what not to buy. Ultimately, I hope the video essays aren't what I'm saying they are, just vicariously living through someone else's introspection, their thoughts. That people actually do think for themselves, that they're inspired to take a deeper look at movies and books and video games and comic books, and that when they watch a video about how to write something, they actually apply that knowledge of how to write to their writing. They finish a book. They finish another book. They make another video. They make a short film. They learn how to make a video game, and they actually do it. I think of the song by Doris Day, Que Sera, Sera. She sang it at least, right? Whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see.
Explosion! Fly Fox!